attention that I overshare because it's an anxiety response. Because, you know, I deal with anxiety, you feel this need to share. So like, how do we deal with that and keep it like in a healthy way to share and exchange ideas and what's going on in your life, but like not overdo it?
Well, firstly, thank you for saying that, because I know that an awful lot of people feel that way. And I've definitely felt that way in the past. And it's almost like I needed to, it's like coming to a party and bringing a gift. You wouldn't turn up to somebody's house empty-handed. And it's almost like you need to bring something. And really what that comes down to is validation. It's like sort of a feeling of unworthiness in some way. Or, you know, we talk about unconditional love a lot. And the idea of that is that as you stand here, as I sit here, as you sit there, exactly as we are, you know, me on a dark, rainy Sunday night in London, you know, that I am worthy of unconditional love in this moment. Not, oh, let me wash my hair or put something pretty on, or get my gym gear. Like, and the same for yourself. So when we turn up to a meeting with a friend or a romantic partner or something, there's nothing you need to do. You don't need to be perfect. And I think a lot with women as well, we feel that we need to, maybe we've entered a friendship or a dynamic. And as you said, that was the historical sort of flow of the relationship. And because you were offering more. And also speaking, it's clever. Your body's clever. So talking is a way of you discharging stress. So you're feeling anxious. Anxiety is a stress response. You can't, well, you could, but you're not jumping up and down on the spot to get it out, or doing some tapping or whatever else it might be, or smashing back 10 tequilas when you might be before you meet somebody. But, you know, these are all, talking and getting it out is a way of discharging stress. So another technique would be, if you find yourself in some dynamics that are quite anxiety inducing, I can't tell you how good going on a walk is, because you're side by side with somebody rather than eye to eye, which can actually be if you do have anxiety, that can be it's a very vulnerable position. It's very intimate, and it can exacerbate those sensations. So if you're going on a walk, you're side by side, so you're still connected, you're still in connection and relationship with that person. You're walking along, so your eyes are scanning the horizon. This is bilateral eye movement, a bit like the EMDR that I think we might touch on, which is very clever. Also, why you have good chats in the car while you're driving, you know, like when you speak to your partner about the things you want to talk about, because you're scanning the horizon, you're sat side by side. And the other thing is with going for a walk is you're physically moving, so your body is actively discharging stress. So those are sort of good reasons to do that. But just if it helps, one of the reasons that you might go into that stress response, which is what it is potentially some feelings of probably historical behavior, maybe some stuff around self-worth and needing, like I say, think about that, going to the party to the hostess and handing her, you know, a lovely gift because she's hosting something. So it's the information that we're giving, but also it's a way of you discharging the stress of what you're feeling in that situation.
It's really interesting, because if you find yourself in that position, is it, because I will say for me, historically, that has been across the board in almost every single one of my relationships, whether it's been family, friends, partners, anything, you know, it's almost like, as you're saying it, I'm thinking, have I ever really truly felt comfortable enough to show up authentically as myself? And then it makes you think of like the quality of these relationships and how do we come back to that comfort of who we truly are, and that whole concept of unworthiness or perfection. Like, you know, it's like layers. And like we said, I'm 41. This is like nothing new to me. It's been my entire life. It's like, how do we find our way back to ourselves so that we can find that worthiness, that authenticity, that we do feel okay to show up as we are and be accepted?
I think that self-reflection, however you may wish to do that, is the most powerful tool. So if it is journaling, if it's using some of the beautiful products that are available that sort of allow you to dive deeper, if people listening are in the privileged enough position to work with a good therapist or someone that you might enjoy therapy, or even, you know, a spiritual teaching or something like that, that's going to get you to reflect. But it's, you know, most of us are afraid of being alone with ourselves. And that is very, very different to being lonely. So, you know, I could be lonely because I'm making up an example, like maybe I haven't gone out this weekend and I'm, you know, I'm being dismissed, like, you know, Murder, She Wrote. And, you know, I could be a bit like, oh, I feel a bit lonely, I haven't seen anyone. That's very different to, I'm afraid of being alone with myself, with me, with my thoughts. you know, again, this sensation of unconditional love for me, if I use it in that sense, and kind of quite a spiritual sense of just exactly who I am right now, standing here today, feeling enough. It's really different.